Can you imagine living in a world full of the living dead? Dead people who do not know mercy or compassion. Dead people controlled by one mind, an evil and cunning mind, the mind of the crow. Can you imagine being alone in this world, surrounded by danger and terror with no hope or way out? Can you imagine finding a glimmer of salvation? A portal to another dimension, a dimension that holds the secret of the virus that has ruined life on Earth. Can you imagine risking everything to reach that portal, only to discover that it is nothing but a trap that leads you to a hell worse than the one you live in? This is the story of Ark, a journalist who tried to uncover the truth and save the world. This is the story of his companions, the survivors who joined him on his difficult journey. This is the story of Nova, the mysterious woman he saved from death, who was actually his greatest enemy. This is the story of the Crow, an evil mind that planned to destroy humanity and create a new world. This is the story of Raven's Hollow, a small town that hides terrifying and astonishing secrets. Do you dare to watch this story? Do you dare to face the horror and mystery? Do you dare to enter the portal? If your answer is yes, then get ready to embark on an adventure you will never forget. But be careful, you may never come back from it. Horror story. Scary story. The night was cold and silent, except for the occasional howl of a wolf or the rustle of a branch. Ark drove his truck along the winding road that led to Raven's Hollow, a small town nestled in the Appalachian Mountains. He had been on the road for days, fleeing from the horrors that had overtaken the world. A mysterious virus had swept across the globe, turning people into mindless, flesh-eating creatures. They were not zombies, Ark thought, but something worse. Something that retained a semblance of intelligence and cunning. Something that hunted in packs and communicated with eerie shrieks. Ark had lost everything to the outbreak. His wife, his son, his job. He had been a successful journalist, traveling the world and exposing the truth. But the truth had become too dangerous to reveal. The virus was not a natural phenomenon, but a man-made weapon. A weapon that had escaped from a secret facility in the mountains. A facility that Ark had been investigating before the world went to hell. He had been contacted by a whistleblower, a scientist who worked at the facility. He had told Ark that the virus was part of a covert project called Operation Raven, a military experiment that aimed to create the ultimate biological weapon. The virus was designed to infect and control the host, turning them into a loyal soldier that obeyed the commands of a central authority. The authority was a mysterious figure known only as the Raven, a shadowy leader who had access to a network of satellites that broadcasted the virus signals. The scientist had also told Ark that there was a way to stop the virus, a way to break the Raven's control and free the infected. He had said that there was a portal, a hidden gateway that led to another dimension, a dimension where the virus originated. The portal was located in Raven's Hollow, the town where the facility was built. The scientist had said that he had a device that could activate the portal, a device that he had hidden in a safe place. He had asked Ark to meet him in Raven's Hollow to help him expose the truth and end the nightmare. Ark had agreed, hoping to find some answers and some redemption. He had packed his truck with supplies and weapons and set off for the mountains. He had encountered many dangers along the way, but he had managed to survive. He had also met some allies, some fellow survivors who had joined him in his quest. There was Polaris, a former military officer who had deserted his post after witnessing the atrocities of the virus. There was Luna, a young hacker who hacked into the facility's database and learned some of its secrets. There was Blaze, a fireman who had lost his family to the virus and sought revenge. And there was Nova, a mysterious woman who Ark had rescued from a group of infected. She had no memory of who she was or where she came from, but she had a strange mark on her arm, a mark that resembled a raven. They had become a team, a family of sorts. They had fought together, laughed together, cried together. They had also learned to trust each other, except for Nova. There was something about her that Ark did not trust, something that made him uneasy. He did not know why, but he felt that she was hiding something that could endanger them all. He shook his head, trying to clear his thoughts. He had to focus on the mission, on reaching Raven's Hollow. He checked his GPS and saw that he was close. He turned on his radio, hoping to contact the scientist. He had not heard from him since they had arranged the meeting, and he was worried that something had gone wrong. "Hello, this is Ark. Do you copy? Over." He waited for a response, but there was only static. He tried again, but still no answer. He frowned, feeling a surge of anxiety. He hoped that the scientist was still alive, that he had not been captured or killed by the Raven or his minions. He looked at the road ahead and saw a sign that read, "Welcome to Raven's Hollow. Population 1,234. He felt a chill run down his spine as he drove past the sign and entered the town. He saw that the town was dark and deserted, with no signs of life. The buildings were old and dilapidated. The windows were boarded up. The streets were littered with trash and debris. It looked like a ghost town, a town that had been abandoned long ago. But Ark knew that it was not. He knew that there were eyes watching him, eyes that glowed in the dark. He knew that there were creatures lurking the shadows, creatures that waited for the right moment to strike. He knew that there were secrets buried in the town, secrets that would soon be unearthed. He knew that he had entered a nightmare that was only beginning. Ark parked his truck near the town hall, a large brick building that looked like it had been abandoned for decades. He got out of the car, followed by his companions. They were all armed with guns, knives, and other weapons, ready to face any threat that might come their way. They scanned the area, looking for any signs of movement or danger. They saw nothing but darkness and decay. The town was eerily quiet, as if it was holding its breath. "Where is he?" Polaris asked, referring to the scientist. "He said he would meet us here." "Maybe he's inside," Luna suggested, pointing to the town hall. Maybe he's hiding from the infected. Or maybe he's one of them, Blaze said grimly. Maybe he's been turned, and this is all a trap. Stop being paranoid, Ark said. He's our only hope. He's the only one who knows how to stop the virus, how to activate the portal. What portal? Nova asked, her voice trembling. She had been quiet for most of the trip, keeping to herself. She seemed scared and confused, as if she did not belong in this world. Ark looked at her, feeling a pang of pity. He had found her in a cabin in the woods, surrounded by dead bodies. She had no idea who she was, where she came from, or why she had a raven mark on her arm. She had said that she had a dream of a dark place, a place where she heard a voice that called her name. Portal is a gateway to another dimension, Ark explained. A dimension where the virus came from. The scientist said that if we can go through the portal, we can find the source of the virus and destroy it. We can end this nightmare once and for all. Nova nodded, but she did not look convinced. She looked terrified. Come on, let's go inside, Ark said, leading the way to the town hall. He pushed the door open and stepped into the darkness. The town hall was a large hall with a high ceiling and a wooden floor. There were rows of chairs, a stage, a podium, and a flag. There were also cobwebs, dust, and rats. The place smelled of mold and decay. Ark turned on his flashlight and swept it across the room. He saw a figure sitting on the stage next to the podium. It was the scientist, or what was left of him. He was dead, his body mutilated and bloody. His eyes were gouged out, his tongue was cut off, his chest was ripped open. His heart was missing, replaced by a device. A device that looked like a bomb. Jesus Christ, Ark gasped as he ran to the stage. He checked the device and saw that it had a timer. A timer that was counting down. Get out of here, he shouted to his companions. It's a trap. It's going to blow. He grabbed the device and tried to disarm it. He saw that it had wires, buttons, and a screen. He saw that it had a message that read, "Hello, Ark. I've been expecting you. You've been a thorn in my side for too long. You've been meddling in things you don't understand. You've been trying to expose the truth. But the truth is not what you think it is. The truth is that you are a pawn in a game that is bigger than you. A game that I control. I am the Raven. I am the master of the virus. I am the one who created it, who unleashed it, who spread it. I am the one who has the power to end it. But I won't. Because I have a vision of a new world. A world where the weak are eliminated and the strong survive. A world where I rule. And you, Ark, are not part of that world. You are an obstacle, a nuisance, a pest. And I have a way to deal with pests. I have a way to deal with you. I have a gift for you. A gift that will end your misery. A gift that will end your life. A gift that will end everything. A gift that is ticking. Tick-tock, Ark. Tick-tock. Ark felt a surge of rage, fear, and despair. He realized that he had been played, that he had been fooled, that he had been doomed. He realized that the portal was a lie, that the scientist was a traitor, that the raven was a monster. He realized that he had no way out, that he had no hope, that he had no time. He looked at the timer and saw that it had only seconds left. He looked at his companions and saw that they had reached the door. He looked at Nova and saw that she had stayed behind. She looked at him and smiled. A smile that was not a smile, but a smirk. A smirk that revealed her true nature. She was not a victim. She was a spy. She was not a friend. She was an enemy. She was not a human. She was an infected. She was not Nova. She was the raven. She spoke, and her voice was not her voice, but his voice. The voice of the raven. Goodbye, Ark. It's been fun. But the game is over, and you lose. She laughed, and the device exploded. The town hall erupted in flames, and the town followed. The blast was so powerful that it tore a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole that opened the portal. The portal to the other dimension. The dimension where the virus came from. The dimension where the raven waited. The horror was not over. It was only beginning. Thank you for joining us for this spine-tingling story. We hope you found it both thrilling and thought-provoking. If you enjoyed this video, please consider participating in our channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing it with your friends. Your support goes a long way in helping us create more engaging content for you. Goodbye, and may you always tread carefully in the world of the unknown.